Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we are returning to a Let's Play of the Battle for Jima. So it is the 5th day. We have just positioned our Marines here of the 4th Division down here in the south. We've just broken through the first line of Japanese defences, or the first fortified line of Japanese defences here on the island, and we're advancing to airfield number 2. Let's see what the Japanese are going to do with their artillery, then with their attacks, and then we might actually go ahead and attack ourselves. So, of course, quite a couple of bombardments over here, including some losses even against units that are a little bit protected. So that is unfortunate. There we go, they are now attacking up over here. The first attack over there, the second attack, which actually wipes out a unit. So that is a very, very bad result for us there. So another point lost there, even though these guys do have some support. And a lot of these guys are being attritioned over here, so it's extremely difficult to just get to their position and try to wipe them out. Yeah, which is to be expected, honestly, because this is, after all, the Battle of Iwo Jima. Right, so let's see what we've got over here up in the far north. We've got mostly elements from the 3rd Division surrounding this guy over here. Now, most of these guys are a little bit exhausted, but I think we can start to attack here by these guys, because they should actually be supported by a tank, but they are not. And I think that's because it's a tank from a different division, so that is unfortunate, but still we are able to take them out, so that is nice. Let's also attack the Japanese line down here. We are supported by tanks, but that is not enough to deal enough damage there, so that is not nice. Let's see whether we're going to have more luck over here in sort of the center line. Jesus, this is so frustratingly slow, as I guess the Americans must have said a million times during the actual battle. But at least we are making some progress down here. Will we be able to take them out? No, of course not. They were level 2 strength, and we have all the forces added against them that we can. So this is so bad. And there's an ambush, so it doesn't actually count at all. So we're not making any progress over here, and we can't send more forces in. So this game is teaching me something over here. So it's teaching me just how annoyingly slow that is. You know, the Americans at this point of the war were of course some of the best fighting forces in the world, and still they had such troubles breaking through over here. And yes, we are actually not capable of being supported by a tank from a different division. So that is unfortunate over here, and we are again not making any impact on the Japanese here. Just a tiny bit over there, just the tiniest bit of an impact there. Up over here, of course, we are making some progress, but these guys are extremely well fortified, or extremely high strength, so it's not actually that valuable to us. Yeah, so an entire day that has been more or less completely wasted. We did wipe out that one division over here, but over here we still haven't broken through. And let's see whether we do have more luck down here, even though our troops are extremely exhausted, so it is kind of unlikely that they will be... Nice, okay. At the very least there is something on our side there, so that is nice. But yeah, still their line overall is holding out pretty well. At least we have been able to finally break through down here. Even though just taking this guy out would have been so much nicer, so yeah. Replacements. So, this is the first time that we're actually getting some replacements, and that is... Why are you guys out of range? You should not be out of range, you're immediately in range. So, we can assign replacements to some of our units that have taken casualties. Units will be highlighted. Click on the unit to assign one replacement point. Okay, I get it. So I think it's mostly going to be our tanks. So firstly, let's think about our tanks is what I mean to say. And I'm thinking this guy over here will receive the first point here. And then we do have more infantry equipment that needs to be dealt with. So honestly, the 5th Division, I think you're fine. Some of you guys have taken a very high casualty count. But overall we still have quite a couple of divisions, or well, what is that, platoons I guess, over here that are capable enough of still going forward and just pushing up. Whereas on the third division over here, you guys are mostly fine still. I mean, you guys over here have taken some casualties, and it would be nice to break through over here. So in fact we might want to place one unit on you. Well, On the other hand, you have the 5th division, not the 3rd. Okay, that's alright there. Okay, so 3rd hasn't really taken any casualties yet. Yeah. So let's actually look at the 4th division over here, because these guys have taken the highest casualty count for sure. So these guys are really the ones that I really want to focus on and try to get up to speed a little bit more over here. So you, on the other hand, just seem to be... Is that true for all of our units, that when they are at 3 points they only have a combat strength of 8? Or is it just that the 4th division is a little bit weaker than the other ones? Might be. I'll have to look it up actually, whether that is historically accurate, whether the 4th division is just a little bit weaker. In which case we might not want to place too much emphasis on reinforcing these guys. But on the other hand, we just need to keep up some momentum, and just having these headquarter units I think is going to be great to try and keep pushing. So I think we might actually want to go ahead and give some reinforcements to these guys over here. Even though you could rest up quite a bit, I think it's nice that you are actually already in contact, and that should be okay. Right, night phase, so the Japanese are going to attack further. Typically that does mean more casualties for them than for us, but yeah, we had 122 casualties out of 300, so this is not going great. So we are landing some reinforcements down there, more from the 3rd division. Well, that's nice. That's a lot of tanks over there, so you're sort of a pretty good division by now, I think, so that is nice. Right, let's support the units that we think need supporting. So that is basically all the units that we want to move up or out or in any sort of direction. So firstly, that is going to be these tanks, because they need to move out of here. They are not supporting this line at all, so they might actually want to get, we might actually want to get these away from over here. And I'm also going to support these guys because I want to move them in instead, and I think that would be useful. Now these guys, I would love to move them down here, but I'm slightly concerned about losing this tank completely, so I think I'm not going to move it, even though that means this guy will not be supported in this attack, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I think it's just going to have to be that way. You guys up over here, I think you are still fine in trying to break through over there. You are still fine in supporting this attack, so I don't think we need to move you up. You, on the other hand, will be moved up to deal with these guys a little bit, so I think that's going to be alright. And then let's see what we do need to do down here. So unfortunately, you guys are now all out of command range, and I should have anticipated that, but I didn't. So that is unfortunate. Is there anyone else then from the 4th division who I want to move up and just sort of get into their rear or something? Well, most of you guys are really under strength, or need to rest up a little bit. You definitely do need to rest up. You guys, we're just going to move up the command towards over here, and I think that's going to be alright. We might want to reinforce you. Well, how about this? If we put the 3rd on this front line as well, we might want to move out these 2 units, and that means this unit would actually be freed up to move all the way over here. And in that case, I don't actually need to move you. So you're going to be protected instead, and you're going to be able to move out over there. We're going to also put some support on you, because I think you'll probably need to move somewhere where you'll at least be briefly under fire. So yeah, I think that's alright, and that means I can potentially take you here, put some support on you, and try to circle you around into the midst of this a little bit more aggressively. Potentially we will want to pull you out as well, because you do need to rest up a little bit. Yeah, but that might be okay actually. Right, and then we've got the 3rd, so we're going to move this tank in here. Losing tanks would be pretty bad, so let's try to avoid that. Yeah, and I think if we have the 3rd over here, we are going to pretty much remain over there, and then we can cover all of this terrain over here, and that means actually the 5th can circle around much further than that. And that might actually be fine, because at some point we'll need to break through over here, and I think that is going to be such a slogfest down here, where we'll be stuck in for quite a while. So yeah, we might actually want to get the 5th division up over here, have the 3rd sort of breakthrough in the center, and the 4th is going to be in all the way down there. So yeah, that is okay. That does mean you guys over here will get a new a new sort of indication there. Right, so that should be okay. Your guy's going to be fine over here. And then we're going to move more 3rd Division units into there. So let's actually get that on you. And then the 5th Division is also going to get a support unit there because you might need that once you're moving up there. So that should be okay. Let's get you and potentially one to you because you'll be moving up very aggressively there. Yeah, I think that's fine. But we do have one more shield. Can we save that up for the next turn? Let's see. Right, so it is our movement phase, and I think we're going to start by moving up the 5th Division over here and start to be a little bit more aggressive there. So we're going to take you guys up over here. Now I don't necessarily want you to be moving up along all of these avenues where you're going to be shot at without any need for this. So let's actually get you over here, I think. There's probably going to be one over there. Sort of fully aware that that might be the case, and indeed that is the case. Again, really no big surprise there, but I still think it's okay. So yeah, let's get you over here because I think we might be able to overwhelm this guy, if at all possible. Right, so let's get you over here. Then let's see whether we can move into there. Now you're supported, so you should be taking too many casualties here. And you're now able to attack in multiple directions there, so that is fairly fantastic. Let's get another guy off the 5th Division up here. So you guys are pretty fresh, you're relatively well rested from your attack on Monster Bayard there. And we now have 3 units arrayed against this gentleman there, so that is nice to see. Let's see whether we can get further guys up all the way over there. And again, I want to be careful not to get into their range here. So that should be fine. There we go. If you're going over here, you're going to be fired at this guy by this guy anyway. So let's simply try to move up this way. Sort of a direct approach there should be alright. And then we are going to try to get another one all the way over here. And I suppose going here is fine, and then all the way diagonally there. And then you shouldn't be fired at by this guy. Maybe there's one further behind, but we're going to see about that. Right, you are actually on the beach now, which is not ideal. But I still think all in all we do have a fairly good allocation of forces over here. So where do we then want to put our tanks? So we've got 2 tanks I think at the 5th Division. 3 actually, but you might be a little bit difficult to get on the front line. So nevertheless, if you guys are pulling off, you might want to pull off as well, right? Well, so firstly, let's get the headquarter unit into the game over there. Okay, now you have everyone under control, so that's fine. So do you want to move up here or just over here? Well, this is a fairly good spot anyway, and you do have... Well, that was pointless. We would not have needed to be attacked by 2 sides there. Yeah, okay, so you're now supporting all of these 3 guys. That's fine. That's fairly nice. And we might be able to pull you out of there, and we might want to send the other tank over there. So let's firstly disengage you from over here. Do we need to be fired at by this guy? Yeah, pretty much either one of them. So yeah, let's pull out and move around. And again, one of the quirks, if you want, of this game is that you basically have unlimited movement points, except for the fact that at some point you're going to hit Japanese infantry or Japanese forces, and they will block you. But nevertheless, it's a very small island. You can easily walk it within a day, so it does sort of make sense to try to do that. Right, I don't think we need to actually move... Well, we do need to actually move into here if we want to support you. Yeah, so let's get stuck in there. Okay, that's fine. So overall you didn't lose that much. That's nice. Right, so I suppose we want to pull you back a little bit at least. Let's get you down there. Yeah, you are pretty much exhausted there, but that's okay. We're going to send you in instead. Again, you're going to be exhausted, but that's alright. All of you guys can now fire, and that is quite valuable, I think. Right, so down here we could send the third in, but honestly the fifth does have a fairly, I mean, you're fairly well established down here, so I don't think we need to necessarily send you in. We could try to pull you off, peel you off, and then send in someone else, but that other person would at least come under fire by two sides there. So it's very likely that you'd be kind of exhausted at some point there. Okay, so you're further exhausted there, that's not great. Right, let's try to push you up over here and then we're going to send you down again. Come on. And you... Ah, damn it! Now you're being fired at by this guy as well. And by this guy. Okay, but that's fine. You're doing well. You're doing extremely well over there. That, I think, is very fantastic. Okay, I like it. So the 5th division all the way over there. Very nice indeed. You guys do need to move up very front line-ish, I think. But not necessarily towards the front line itself. But I basically want to rest you up. So let's not get shot at. Yeah. Well, the disadvantage is we're standing on the beach here, which is pretty prime artillery grounds for the enemy, but what can we do? Okay, then maybe get over there. And then the rest of the 5th is more or less going to sort itself down there. Yeah, I think that's okay. Mostly we don't want to be too exposed. Let's get all the way up there. Yeah. So at least we are slowly getting some decent front lines here. I think that's okay there. Right, and then we do need to think about what we're going to do with the 3rd division over here. Because you guys are quite exhausted, so let's pull you guys back. If we can do so without being fired up on too much. Okay, so if we're pulling you over here, I think you should be alright. Well, this is technically an airfield, so let's move you over there. I think that way you'll be a little bit better. You'll be off a little bit better. Right, and then we've got someone from the 3rd. You could go down there, but maybe not this way. Maybe go... Well, could you not... Could you just sort of do a pathfinding that avoids being super exposed to enemy fire? You know what, that would be fantastic. Okay, so this is, I think, as good as we can do with the 3rd down here. So let's have more elements of the 5th come up over here. And then you guys from the 3rd are just going to move south. And that way we have sort of a decent plan up over there. Get over there. There we go. Okay. 5th. You're also 5th. Get over there. You guys from the 3rd, we're gonna move you down here. And yeah, sort of trying to... In a lot of games like this, it seems to be that you're trying to disentangle all of your units for such a long time. But I think it's appropriate. It was... Command and control just is a very, very important piece of Modern Warfare. Right, okay. You are also from the 3rd division over here, so I think you can come down. Well, let's get you down here. That should be alright. Yeah, and you're all 5th, so that's nice. You're 3rd, so that's okay. You are 4th, so we probably don't want to peel you off. And we probably want to peel off this tank there and move it all the way into this frontline area over there. Could have done that a little bit better, but not much. There we go. Now you're being attacked by all sides. That's okay though. Right. Then we've got this gentleman. So you do need to pull back. So let's actually send you towards over here. Then we can send you maybe firstly down here. Then we're going to try to get you stuck into there. You're supported by tanks, you're relatively strong, you do have some support. So yeah, you should be alright over here. basically. You are also from the 3rd, and I think you are within range. Oh, no, you're not. Well, in that case, let's move you a little bit down here. You know what? You are still from the 5th. So, let's move you up here. Move you guys towards down here at the very least. Yeah, now you're supporting this properly, so there we go, that's lovely. Good, I like it. So, then we can get another unit from the 3rd into there, right? For example, you. Can we get you there without being shot at by this guy? No, we can't, but because our final point there is in range, so yeah, we're just gonna have to swallow that fight. There we go. Let's, on the other hand, send a tank up from the 3rd Division. So that you're now supporting this, and we've got full support here on all of these northern lines, so that is nice. I like it. Good, yeah, and then you, my friend, need to come up somewhere over here, maybe in some position where you're not immediately being completely slaughtered. Right. Over here you might actually not be shot at, so let's try to advance down here. Well, I mean, you're going to be shot at by this guy, but hopefully not by anyone else. Ouch. Well, that was pointless. Let's try to do that again. Okay, so no one else is down there anyway, so that is nice. Do we have further guys then who could advance down there? We do. Okay, so now at least we have a decent front line there. You guys were not going to move out yet. You're fine, you're fine. We could try to move you out, but you'd be shot at, and I don't think we have necessarily anyone else would be doing a lot better. Well, and these guys pulling them out would encourage so many people to shoot at them that I don't think it's worthwhile, but you, at the very least, might be okay. And then we can get one of you to stick in here, and then at least try to attack these guys. Yeah, so that did put us in a marginally better position. So that's okay. Right. And then where do we want to move you? I think at least down here would be fantastic. Yeah, because you're not actually you don't need to cover that area there. So might as well move you over here even. If you guys could just move a scooch over here, I think that would be fantastic. Oh, well. Let's get you down there and then into this field here. That does cover all of you, so that is fairly fantastic. So I don't think we need to move through here, because it feels like there's for sure going to be a unit over here, and I don't think we need to fight you guys. I think we can do just well with fighting these guys there. That's more than enough, actually. Right, we could disengage you, but given your current strength, I don't think we wanna. So let's move you into there so that you can rest up a little bit. Same goes for you into there. You guys can move all the way down here. I mean, yes, you are on the beach, and yes, that is quite dangerous, but I think all in all it might be alright. Yeah. Hopefully we're not going to lose too many of these units. Right, so moving all of you into these areas here. Well, over here you'd all be shot at, so I don't think that's quite that useful. So yeah, you are alright over there. Let's not move that close to the... Ah, damn it! Okay, let's get down there. Fine, so the 4th division is sort of nicely set up. It is a little bit bunched up, but I think that's going to be alright all in all. So yeah, let's move up the 3rd. Again, not going to get too close to the enemy there, because there's no point in being shot at, but there is a point in preparing your advance and getting away from the area where artillery is super dangerous towards us, especially the airfield itself. And I'm not sure which specific tiles do count as the airfield. So it's kind of difficult to say where exactly we want to park our troops while they can't advance, but given that we have unlimited movement points, it's not that important either. Mostly I do want to keep them within command range and out of enemy range. So there we go. Fantastic. So it is day 6 and we are hitting some frustration over here. But I do think that hopefully we might be able to break through at least in this position and make it a little bit closer towards the airfield there. That would be fantastic. Also, if we could, if the 4th division could do some stuff down there, if the 5th guys could do something up here, all of that would be fantastic. So, that being said, I think now is a very good place to put in a card. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do leave a like and all of that, and hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.